All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to the start of a new series. I thought it would be fun since we finished all those scenarios from the original game and the Journey to the East DLC and the high voltage DLC. The two scenarios from that. We've kind of done them all and done pretty well on them. Let's go back. We started Railway Empire 2 with kind of a let's learn this together idea. So typically I would go out, study the game, get pretty good at it, then start making videos. In this case, we just started playing and leaned on what we knew from Railway Empire to do decently. So and we did an okay. We got a CEO. But what I want to do is go back. Let's just look, for example, at our rankings. Look at the scores that are the top players, and let's look at our friends. And you'll notice a horrible omission from our friends list. Attican isn't on here. So we got Dwarf 1, Guarded, Grantee, Twilly, D.A. Flame, Blah Razor, Alcoholic, Haji, and Romanamore. So all these guys have played it very well. Now, if you go find me, it's going to be ugly. In fact, I have to go to all first and then go find me. They really don't have this thing working correctly. Never have. We're at 2,929th place. Now, that isn't as bad as it sounds because there's been 25,000 people who've finished this. Our score is 702. If we look at our friends, Dwarf's the top at 767. We don't have to do a whole lot better to get up into this list, but we do have to do better. And again, we were really doing kind of let's learn this together kind of techniques on the campaign missions. And I want to go back now and replay this guy and play it and apply some of the many, many lessons we've learned playing through the scenarios. Okay? So that's what we're going to do here. So let's continue. Now, we have to play as Walter. And so that means auctions will be reduced. We have cheap locomotives, but we get less revenue from passengers and mail. Gross. Okay, so that's fine. We can handle that. And cheap trains, a little train spamming never hurt anybody. Okay, all right, let's continue. So we want to use manual signal mode, and we don't have any choice on any of these. We won't be founding cities. We won't have to buy any region concessions. No, we will buy region concessions. No luxury rail lines, no electrification. Okay. So 1.3 modifier is quite low, so we're going to have to hurry and get this done. 2.5 million is decent but not great starting money. One competitor at regular strength. Everything else is kind of standard settings, so let's start.
The 19th century was a golden age of technology, especially for those of us whose hearts beat with the steady pace of the locomotive. My name is Nagelmakers. I assume you have already heard of me. When I was young, I had a dream, a cross-border luxury train from Paris to St. Petersburg. To make my dream come true, I invited guests. In another time, entrepreneurs like them were the driving force behind progress, but now they were standing in my way. Take this gentleman, for example. I was planning to revolutionize the industry, just as pioneers like him had done in the early days of the railroad.
All right, so the very first thing we learned, or the very first thing we know we should do, is get all of our staffing up to 125% efficiency, and we're using the technique of 200% training, 120% employee welfare, so we get lower maintenance requirements. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. Lower maintenance requirements, faster trains, higher ticket prices, and higher freight and mail prices. Okay. Now, let's take a quick look. Well, yeah, let's look at the trains we have. Oh, we have the John Bull. That's nice. And we haven't opened anything else. And we just got the Grasshopper and the John Bull. So it looks like we're going to be doing John Bulls for a while. All right. And let's look at our task list. Deliver, and we're not going to worry about the hints because we're not beginners anymore. Deliver 8 loads of lumber to Boston, 8 loads of sugar to Boston, 320 passengers without changing trains from Boston to Portland, Maine, and grow Boston to 25. It's already at almost 21. Okay, so here we are in Boston. This is our original hometown, and they've actually given us a station. Now what we want to see is make sure, yeah, it's okay, the placement. Sometimes depending upon when you start this up, the people where these buildings are can be a problem because this is the meat industry that's there. This is our headquarters, but got no problem. So we want to go to Portland, Maine. There's a bonus there. There's a bonus for the sugar. There's a bonus for Albany. We've got New York here that a competitor is already attaching to. And Bangor is a bonus up here. Now, if we look at our tasks, of course, the sugar and the lumber should not be an issue. If that's an issue, we are really not ready to play this game. So we've got lumber here, we've got sugar here. We can pick up lumber and cattle here. And let's see. I'm thinking. Well, here's the other thing I want to do. We're going to look at all the tasks because sometimes when I play these for a second time for a second video series, I just sort of pretend I don't know what's coming. We're not going to do that. We're not going to pretend. We know what these are. We've played this. We could even go back and watch the other series I did if we're really in doubt to know what's coming, right? So what I want to do is say, okay, if we know what's coming, let's plan it all out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this list right here, which I took from the Steam guide developed by Riku, which has all the tasks for the missions and the scenarios on that Steam guide. And I just made a copy of them here so we can see what's coming up. And if we look down through this, and we know this from playing it before, growing Albany to 30, grow Albany to 60, grow Albany to 90, so you can put it in a university. So what a theme. The theme there, grow Albany. Then if we go way down here, 3 cities have to be 120K or more. I'm thinking obvious one is Albany. I think Boston would be obvious, it's our start, and New York would be an obvious one too. So we could do New York, Boston, Albany as a 3-city cluster, and let's just see if that's going to work out for us. New York has what industry? They have cotton. Oh, beautiful. They have cloth and clothing. Albany has beer, and Boston has meat. That's perfect. So we're going to have a 3-city cluster: Boston, Albany, and New York. Okay, and we're going to really try to focus on growing all 3 of those cities all the time. Now, the other thing is we have to get passengers to Portland, Maine. Well, another thing we've learned is we can really get those tasks done quickly if we have passengers coming into Boston that would want to go on to Portland, Maine, like out of New York and out of Albany, and if they have a place to go beyond Portland so that we can pick up people from these cities who would want to go through Portland to Bangor, Maine, and that's how we can really get that done in a hurry, right? So we want to have our lines running into here, down here, and up here so that we can get that task done quickly. All right, let's go back to our little set here. Grow Boston, we'll do that as part of our 3-city cluster we're going to set up. A lot of passengers shouldn't be a problem, especially we're going to aggressively expand and run dedicated passenger and mail lines, even though we don't have the special cars, which really will hinder us. We won't have the special cars yet, I don't believe. We can double check that in a minute. But we won't have those, but we will have the buildings like the post office and the restaurant. We've seen how powerful those can be for us. So we'll definitely use those on our passenger and mail lines and really get those bonuses going to make us some money and to get our passenger going. And we'll have the dedicated lines so that our little John Bulls can go faster and not have to worry about running into freight traffic and that kind of thing. And that'll give us higher ticket prices, and it'll give us moving more passengers more quickly at a bigger profit. So we're going to have our dedicated lines. We're going to have, that should not be a problem. We'll just keep connecting Albany on out, Albany to Syracuse to Buffalo, and then we'll have a line directly Albany to Buffalo, so we can get that express status. That should not be a problem. Grow, grow, grow. Corn will of course be already headed to Boston by the time we get to this. We need 3 different grains coming in. We'll just make sure we do that. We'll grab 3 close grains and put them into our system somewhere, somehow. From Syracuse, we're going to have Syracuse going to, at a minimum, Syracuse to Albany, Syracuse to Buffalo, so that won't be a problem. Express status, Boston and Philadelphia will have to have a train line that passes through New York and goes on to Philly. We probably don't even have access to this area here yet. And keep growing New York so we can take salt there. 75,000 in Pittsburgh, Philly, Washington. That'll be whenever that opens up. We'll just grow them. Buying Barty, we'll just buy him. Our plan would be buy him completely as soon as that task opens up, as soon as we were able to trade. And then down here, 8 cities express status should not be an issue if we continue to expand our passenger and mail lines and even our freight lines. 60 passengers, Washington to Buffalo. That'll be okay. We'll just make a nice direct line somehow that gets that done. 300K balance, we'll have that very early, way before this time frame. Buy him out, hopefully we'll do that way up here when they want us to buy a little bit. Grow Virginia, that's way down there. I think that's like Big Lick and Charlottesville and Norfolk or something like that. Let's go down here and look. Yeah, Virginia is this Norfolk, Charlottesville, and Big Lick. So we're going to have to get a 3-city cluster going here. We've got meat, cloth, and more meat. So we'll have to get some beer coming down there from somewhere. We'll get some beer coming in, or we'll buy out an industry and throw in beer and make sure we get that region growing. That shouldn't be too bad. And then what else is there? Well, that's about it. Okay. All right. So I think the biggest thing I see is basically grow New York, Boston, Albany. I mean, we could choose something else. It doesn't have to be New York, but it just seems like a good choice to grow. It's already at 60,000, right? So why not just keep it growing? All right. And since it's 60, it's going to have a lot of passengers to go here. So let's go with, let's see, logs are here. Sugar is here. All right. And we've got a line here. So let's just go ahead and set up that line we want from Boston to Portland. And we'll have a line like this that runs like so. We will double track it. We will put switches and signals. And we'll put a supply tower on kind of this way, because we're going to have stuff coming into Boston this way. And then what is this? There's already a station here. We didn't place that, but all right. We'll argue with it. Okay. We'll come in here like this. Now. Yeah, okay. Let's just go like this. we want a separate line. We'll come down like this. We'll pick up the supply tower, and we'll put another station in Boston. And we'll call this one Boston Freight West. And we'll extend our line into that station and run it back here, obviously, a ways, a bigger ways, or maybe just directly. Yeah, I think we'll just go directly. We're not going to be growing up toward Portland and Bangor, at least not originally. So we'll just run this line straight in like that. That looks good. We'll double track it, sort of. And all right, give it a tower. Oh, sorry. Gotta have a switch on this end, and let's just reset the signals just to get them properly lined up with those switches. And we automatically have switches on this end. So what we're going to do is set up a line here, here to here, priority wood running full, the John Bull, and then we're going to set up a second line, priority meat, or cattle rather, running full. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and set up our line to New York. We'll have a train over here, I think. And we'll go New York. We'll go New York to the passenger station. And we may just keep that one little bridge, right? I think we will. Keep that bridge. We'll go here. Put in our switches and signals. Okay. And put a supply tower down that way. And now, and we didn't look at this. Doggone it. Warehouses. Yeah, we'd like to have warehouses. Yes, we'd like to have cheaper bridges. Okay. Now, let's go here to here, Express, John Bull, train, the special wagons are not unlocked. It's only 8 days, so we'll run 2 trains on it. Okay. And we did run trains here, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, good for us. Now, now we can have a freight station here too. We can have up to 3 stations in New York, and no reason we can't have a freight station here. We'll just call this one New York City Freight West. Okay. And we're going to want track running from down here to kind of tag along with this through here and into there. And again, that's kind of slowing us down. Needs to be back this way. Go. And double track. And go. And go. Okay. All right. Now, sugar to Boston can be here and here Ugh. Sorry about that. I'm looking at the wrong view. Let's look at, even that's wrong. Here we go. Let's find a spot where we're not coming out into, directly into an elevation change like this right here. And come down here and back. And some Jan Jansen's, and we'll run sugar into Boston. John Bull, okay, good deal. That'll get us a bonus. This will give us a bonus. This will give us a bonus. We can go up here to Bangor, pick up a bonus, and increase the traffic flow here. So we'll go up here to Bangor and put in a station. And this will be a passenger station. And we'll go like this. Oh, and I know something else I forgot. Need to correct this. Put supplies in the middle of it. Okay. Now, let's think maintenance. Let's do Boston. Boston passenger is going to be a restaurant and a post office. We'll put repairs in Portland, but we can certainly give them a post office. And we'll go up here to Bangor and put in a restaurant and a post office. We'll go to New York, and it'll be the New York passenger will be a let's just New York City passenger. We'll have repairs, but we can give it a post office. Okay, and then let's go out here and get Albany and figure out how we're going to do Albany. I think Albany will be I guess, yeah, like that. So Albany, we'll want to go to Boston first. And it can just hook in across this into the express line. And with these little John Bulls, 7 degrees might be a bit of slope. There we go. That's a little better. That's expensive. All right, before I think about that, are we running? I want to spend all our money before we go for a bond, but what do we have coming out of here? We just have Boston to Portland. We haven't set a line going New York to Boston. So let's go here to here. Express. 13 days. 3 trains. Okay. Now we've got Boston to Portland. We need the Bangor one. We don't have that. Let's start it up here. We'll go from here to here. Express. Couple trains on that. Okay. And then I think we'll set up I think here we're going to put in a warehouse. I'm sorry, repairs in a warehouse, and we're going to set it to take the 6 most fundamental things we need, like so. 6 most fundamental raw materials. So we'll have wood coming in there, we'll have sugar. All right, let's go get some money. We're 2.7 million company value. Ooh, I think we can take that one and have just enough left over to take another one. Beautiful. Have just enough room. Okay, so we're going to use that to get this connection here first and foremost. So we're going to build that expensive track, and then we're going to come down here and realize we have hooked it into the wrong one, of course, like we always do. I don't know what's the matter with you guys, but at any rate, let's let this run and see if we can't collect some bonuses and get this party started here. There's a bonus, so we build that track. Then we're going to have to delete some of this and have this track go over here, and then have it come back to that track, and then we'll put switches on this end in Albany, and we'll give it signals, and we'll go Albany to here, Express, run 4 trains on that. Okay, then I think we'll put in, well, we want to have we want passengers and we want freight. I think what we're going to want is something like this. We're going to want we're going to want more money. There we go. Okay, this will be Albany freight south. Okay. And we're going to go like this. We're going to go buddy up with that so we can have a cheaper bridge coming over here. And then we're going to have a freight line. Well, this is interesting. It has to actually cross over the other track. We could just switch them earlier, couldn't we? I mean, we could run this down here like this and like that, and then come off like this, and then go up here like this and into the freight station. Okay, we got one of them done. The sugar should be on its way, I would hope. There, I see it coming in right there. There we go. Okay, good for us. And we can build this track. Now what I'm thinking is, if this is the freight, it can just run over here, and the passengers can just run. It doesn't make, yeah. And the freight line will be this track. So we'll just go back and connect it into the freight track like that. And then our passengers can come, our passengers can actually be, what would they be? They would be like this and like this. And they can come down and just connect like that, and then they can run back up to where? To right there, I think. Is that right? So if you're passenger, you're going to come out. Oh, no, over here. Yeah, like, there we go. That makes more sense. So if you're a passenger, and that doesn't work. Got it. Of course it doesn't work. All right. Blow that up. All right. Okay, we want to be able to come. Well, we know that doesn't work right there. Let's go up a little ways. Let's go up here. And come into this line and just parallel it, and then we need to get over there, and then we need to get over here like this. There, that worked. All right, and there's our passenger. Give the switches give it signals. The freight and the passenger will cross each other right here, but they won't cross each other at all down here. And I think it's kind of 6 of one and half a dozen. All right, so we want to get passenger line first. And this passenger station will have repairs in Albany. So we'll give it a post office. And we'll start trains from Albany to Boston, running express. I keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run 4 trains on that. Now we can put a warehouse here, and we say our usual suspects, I think, for now. We may change this a little bit, but we'll put those usual ones in there, and we'll hook up this grain right here to run into that warehouse. Like so. And we won't need double track out here, or 2 platforms rather. Okay. And here to here, running full. Okay. Good grief. A lot of news. All right. So now we've got grain coming in here, got logs and sugar coming in here. In Boston, for now, we don't have anything. And you know what? If we're going to have 3 warehouses like that, we can actually, we don't need to have grain here. We can maybe add the fruit in or something a little bit later as these cities get a little bit bigger. Now, let's see what kind of confusion this causes here. So here, these are freight right here, and over here is the passenger. And we want our freight from over here kind of running like this and like this, and whoa, and into our freight line. Now shoot. There. That looks. There. That'll work. Okay, that'll be a freight line. All right. Let's build that and go down here and hook in like that. give it signals. Okay. Now what we can do is start the growth process. We're going to have freight running from here to here. I think we'll just start with a couple of trains on each one. And we're going to want freight running from here to here. Beautiful. And we're going to want freight running from here to here. Okay. And in our system we have logs, sugar, grain. We need corn. It's way out here. I don't see anything up this way that's useful. There's milk. Oh, we have to buy our way in there later. Okay, let's run corn into the warehouse in Albany. And first let's run a line that goes to Syracuse, which would actually potentially help us with our other task as well. So we'll have a passenger station in Syracuse. Comes across here like this. Actually, I'd like to have it, let's dump that. I'd like to have it coming out of here and running parallel with this, like this, and into there. But I'd like to have a little better speed than that. Can we get better speed and still kiss the line? Apparently not, and yeah, I don't care. All right, attach that. We'll double track that. Okay, and then we will go here and here. It's already picking up supplies here, okay. And this can be both a restaurant and a post office and trains that are carrying passengers. Couple of them. Good. Okay. Now, how are we looking? We're at 193. And we should have beer going to Boston right now. Oh, we have beer in Boston. The corn hasn't made it, and that's way back here. Okay. We're going to do freight. Let's not think about growing Syracuse just yet. Let's just focus on our three that we are growing. So let me go back to this better view. Let's come out. Make sure we can get them both, but come out like this. Okay. Now we'll have a freight line that runs, whoops, like this. No. Runs along the river like this and runs into just runs right through here and then hooks into the freight line like that. And then we want to come out like this and go to here, and it won't fit. It won't fit. Okay. Scratch that. Scratch that. I let it get too far away from this. So if you're attaching to this, I want you to come right next to this. Oh, may not want to. Okay, like this. All right, let's build that and let's just see if we can get an extra track through here. We can. Okay, good deal. We can stub that out, and then we can go back. Like so, and then build our track to hook up with that. Okay, so we got our passengers, and I think we've done a little growing here in Boston, it looks like, and we're working on making that even better. Okay, it does pick up a supply, so let's go from here to here. Our first one will be priority corn, running full, freight line, and then our next one will have a second line coming out of here. Priority grain, running full. Okay, good deal. And we actually have that task for 3 grain, and we've already got 2 of them connected, so that's good. Boston is growing. Do we have... Yeah, we don't have immigration offices. Too bad. Now, New York, we could put something, a library, which would actually help it. If we put a library in New York, that would actually help it grow, because it would help its demand satisfaction. So why don't we do that? I can't think of a reason not to, other than just the cost of it. All right, and we've got Albany growing. That's good. And I got to think now, that breakdown was just a random breakdown, but we do have to think about some repairs. So let's just bite the bullet and do that. Actually, let's see, how close are we? Yeah. Okay, so let's get repairs in Portland, Maine. And make it 100%. And let's go to Boston, to this station here. We've already done this one, good. And we'll need repairs in New York City passenger station. And we'll want repairs here as well. Okay, and let's see, this is not, so Albany passenger needs to be repairs. And this one is not, and then we'll go on out to Buffalo. 2.5 million, 1. Oh, that's a good quarter. 2.5 million and only 1.25 of it was bonuses, so that's all good. We got Albany growing nicely. We've got Boston growing. We've got New York growing, and we have a breakdown for maintenance New York to Boston passenger, which is right in front of a maintenance shop, so it can just work its way in there whenever it can. I see some delays right up here. Oh, I think the delays are because we've just put repairs in, so a lot of trains are getting repairs. All right, so we just picked up 2 new tasks, 4,800 passengers, and unfortunately it resets us. It doesn't credit us for all the ones we've already carried, but that's all right. And we need to grow Albany, which we're already doing. So we'll deal with this in the next episode. So I feel like that just felt like a much, much, much stronger start than we got off to the first time we played this. It just felt right, you know. Everything felt good. So in the next episode, we'll continue to grow Albany, and we're going to easy for you to say, continue to grow our footprint, and we'll probably get out here and run some passengers here and here and here and here and here, you know, wherever we're allowed to on the map, to get more passengers going into our into our system, and probably get this connected around in a loop so that we can also run people down here into New York and all that good stuff. And all that will be in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing it. It felt good to actually kind of be in control and understand what I was doing. You probably sensed that as well. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.